Well, there's a guy in your group who mentioned that they own Jammu and Kashmir Bank, right? And so, what's the P ratio of Jammu and Kashmir Bank?
6 times earnings.
6 times earnings.
Is that cheap?
I think so.
Yes, definitive yes. He's saying.
Okay, okay. And what should be the multiple of Jammu and Kashmir Bank?
Maybe closer to 10 or 12.
10 to 12 times, maybe more. He's saying.
I mean, if you look at a bank in India, for example, generally speaking, what happens with, and this is in India, probably elsewhere too, but I think probably more true in India, is a bank in India, a reasonably well-run bank, ought to grow at a multiple of GDP. Did you consider that in your thesis?
Yeah, I mean, I took into account sort of state population growth.
Okay, so like, what is India's recent GDP growth?
About 5 to 7%.
So, and that is pre-Modi.
Right.
So, what do you expect India's GDP growth to be, let's say, in the next few years?
Hopefully about 8 or 9.
Okay, and so typically I would say that a bank, a decently run bank in India, should be growing at something like 2 times GDP. And so, 8 or 9 may get aggressive, but let's say we don't even put anything much of a Modi factor in there. I mean, it would not be surprising if something like Jammu and Kashmir Bank is growing earnings at like 15% a year, right?
Right.
I didn't hear a yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So if we have a business that is earning, let's say, $100 a share or $100 a year, let's say it's earning $100 million a year, for example, and let's say that $100 million a year is increasing at 15% a year, what multiple should we put on that business?
Yes, 10 to 15 times, maybe a little higher.
Okay, so let's say that Jammu and Kashmir Bank, let's pull some numbers out of the air. Okay, let's say it has a market cap of 600 million, and let's say they're earning 100 million. Are they at 6 times earnings?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say they're earning 100 million. Let's say the market cap is 600 million, and some of you guys have calculators. Let's go 5 years. So at a 15% increase in earnings every year, what is the earnings in year 5? Is it 200, Arvind, approximately?
Yes, you don't need a calculator, yes.
Okay, it's 200. Okay, and if you put a 15 multiple on 200, that'd be 3 billion.
Yes.
And if you put a 20 multiple, it'd be 4 billion. Are those numbers higher than 600 million?
Yes.
So does it matter what multiple we put on it?
No.
I mean, what I'm saying is, does it matter if it trades in 15 times earnings or 20 times earnings in 5 years?
No, it doesn't matter.
What if the multiple is 10 times earnings?
Still a great return.
I mean, that'd be a 2 billion market cap.
Right.
So 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, are they all acceptable answers?
Yes.
Now,
assuming that the assumptions play out the way that you expect them.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, so at least we don't need to rack our brains on what the multiple will be or should be or ought to be. We can just say that if those numbers play out, if it goes from 100 million in earnings to 200 million in earnings, and it goes steadily up like that, the odds are very high that the market cap is between 2 and 4 billion, right? And of course, we don't know whether earnings will do that. And they could be a choppier or they could be a better. I mean, the thing is in the sense that it's possible Modi really kicks in and the bank is doing 20% a year, so 15%, for example. Or Modi doesn't kick in and the bank is doing 12% a year. So you can run those same numbers at 12%. And even then, you would still end up. So the thing is, the where you would kind of lose money is what is the book value of the bank? Do you know what the book value is? What multiple to book does it trade at?
Is it less than 1?
Yes.
Close to 1? He's saying close to 1, but maybe lower.
Right. So basically, if their loan book is good, if their reserves are good, and in fact, they don't even need to be that good. Basically, if their future earnings can absorb any hiccups they have on their books, if you will, basically there is that is the kind of bet that's very well worth making. And I'm so grateful that you brought it to my attention.